What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Duel, back here with another Diablo 4 Season 11 video. And in this video, I wanted to go over some easy tips that could be easily overlooked if you're not paying attention. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Heavenly Sigils. Now, if you didn't know, Heavenly Sigils is the basically seasonal mechanic this season, and you can go to the Heavenly Forge to basically forge your weapons. So what's important about doing this is once you use the Heavenly Sigil, or Heavenly Forge, and use your Heavenly Sigils on them, your item can no longer be used anymore. And it will have this little, these like little butterfly angel wings, I guess you should call them. And it'll say Sanctified on the item. If you can see here, I have my Griswold's Opus Sanctified. So this item cannot be socketed. You cannot temper it anymore. You can't do anything with it, but it basically adds a random power to the weapon. And I believe you can add mythic abilities to the weapon as well. So it's completely random, and you only have one chance to do it. Once you do it, the weapon cannot be touched at all ever again. You can't upgrade it, you can't do anything. So when you do this, make sure that you have masterworked your weapon to plus 25 quality here, and you've socketed it and added your gem. And as you can see here, I forgot to socket it, so I can't put a gem on it. So very important to make sure you've done everything that you want to do with your weapon and your gear before you sanctify it, whether that's masterworking and tempering and making sure it has the aspect on you that you want on it. In this case, it's a unique. It can't add a legendary power to it, but you get the idea. Once you sanctify it, it cannot be changed. But the reason I want to bring this up is because look how many sigils I have. I have 154. So you get a lot of them. You get a lot of them just by playing the game. So use them. Use them in the early game if you want to. It's not like you're going to get like 5 or 10 of these and you can't, you'll never get the chance. So use them when you're leveling up. Use them when you're in T1, T2, T3. They will boost your power a lot. And then also, don't sleep on masterworking either. Definitely want to masterwork and get your gear up to at least quality 10 or 15. I mean, obviously, I would say maybe if you're in T3, closer to T2 or maybe even T4, you definitely want to get your quality up to 25. So the way that masterworking worked before is you had like 3 or 4 different stages of like being able to crit your upgrade on your weapon. That's no longer the case anymore. You basically level it up 5 times, I believe, and you get quality plus 25, and then you get a crit on some random stats. And so you want to basically put your aspect on your weapon, masterwork it, and then use your Heavenly Sigil and sanctify it. And once you're all happy with that, that's when you come here and use the Heavenly Forge. So anyway, do not sleep on your sigils. Moving on to the next tip, we're going to talk about killing Azmodan and the seasonal sigils that you get, or powers, you want to call them, for the season. So here you go. This is the layout. They're called Divine Gifts. And how you upgrade these gifts is actually done for you automatically this season. You don't have to come in here and interact and press upgrade like you've had in previous seasons. It's already done for you. So how it works is, for like example, in this one, you have to, if you read what it says here, you have to get Pangs of Duriel, which he'll ambush you. And you can do that by basically fighting Duriel in Helltide. So in Helltide this season, the season theme pretty much is that they've adjusted like the bosses. Some of the bosses have like they basically have a place in this world in Sanctuary now, versus before it was just kind of just random faceless bosses you didn't really care about. And by that I mean, well, Helltide, of course, when I'm recording, is not active right now, but during Helltide, Duriel is the main boss you kill now. Before it was the Hellfire Maiden, and now it's Duriel. He's taken over Helltide, and you can kill him, and that's how you level up your Divine Gifts, is by going into Helltide and just blasting Helltide. And to be completely honest with you, getting Pangs of Duriel and just blasting Helltide and killing Duriel over and over, you'll get this to level 5 no problem. So then you move on to the next one here. This one is Belial. So you'll fight Belial plenty of times. Belial has taken over the pit. So if you go fight Belial in the pit, which you'll be running the pit a lot because that's how you level up your glyphs, this is how you'll get it to level 5 really quickly. So Belial's taking over the pit. Once again, go fight Belial and upgrade your glyphs. You'll get this to 5 no problem. So these two, Helltide, Duriel, and Belial, very easily done. So okay, so moving on, there's something that I kind of slept on and I wasn't really paying attention to, and that is Azmodan. So there's two ways to kill Azmodan in Season 11. The first way, he is actually located down here in the overworld, and right here it says here, Azmodan's Invasion. You can come here, and you can basically summon Azmodan, fight him, and kill him. And he's a lot easier, but he's essentially just a spawned world boss. You'll see people down there doing this objective. You won't be alone, in most cases anyway, and you'll kill him, and that's how you'll level up the Azmodan seasonal gift. And then the second way is through world bossing, which there's a world boss in 30 minutes. I gotta go and get that done, but I digress. Sometimes you'll see Azmodan as the world boss. Let's see so here he is. Look at that. I was looking to see if it would show who the world boss was, but I don't see it. But in any case, randomly, Azmodan will be the world boss, and you'll want to come here and do the world boss anyway, because, you know, you get a Tree of Whisper. But definitely kill the Azmodan, because from what I understand, you get a weekly bonus now, as it says right here on the screen. Basically what it does is you get a cache, as displayed on the screen, and then he'll drop a chest that you can open up. Now, the other world bosses, as far as I know, they do not drop these chests, but Azmodan does, and you'll get these chests just by killing Azmodan and the world boss. So you'll get the normal gears that you get from killing Azmodan, and then you'll see that chest, and then you'll open it, and then you'll get his spoils, and then, of course, the weekly bonus. So you'll definitely want to keep doing this, and that's how you'll level up Azmodan, and you'll level up these two things here. And it's really easy to remember which activity that these do, because it says the tag, like Helltide, and then the Pit, and then Overworld. Like, what are these for? It basically tells you what activity this is going to juice, but it also tells you which activity you need to level. And then lastly, we have Andariel, and Andariel is in the Undercity. Now, Andariel, I believe the Undercity is tied to the expansion pack of Vessel of Hatred, which, if you're playing Paladin, you already have this unlocked, because Vessel of Hatred comes with the Paladin and the pre-order of the expansion. So, but if you don't have Vessel of Hatred, you cannot do this activity, so you cannot fight Andariel in the Undercity. But this is what this is for. You come to the Undercity, and there's a random chance that Andariel will show up as a random boss. However, there is dungeon keys or offerings, or called the Tribute of Andariel here. And thankfully I have one I can show you. But basically, you pop this sucker into the Undercity, and it guarantees that you'll fight Andariel in the Undercity. And this is what you want to plug every time you go to the Undercity to level up your Andariel, your Andariel gift here, your divine gift. So I'm slacking. I'm not even level 2 on this, and same with Azmodan. So I need to go summon Azmodan and fight him a few times. But as you can see, this is how you level up your gifts, and you'll want to juice these as fast as possible, because it just maximizes your gameplay. Each one of these, I'm not going to go through all of them, but they basically tell you what your rewards are and what kind of things are going to impact your gameplay here. And yeah, like look here, Purified rewards double, gain 20% increased armor, but it also, if it's corrupted, you're vulnerable while fighting world bosses. But we're not doing the corrupted, so we're in good shape there. We're doing the purified, as long as I'm reading this correctly. So, and I believe these are the corrupted and these are the purified, in case that wasn't made clear. So hopefully that makes sense. I could be misreading that, but that's how I am interpreting that. So yeah, you'll definitely want to max these out, get these done, juice up. Don't be like me and be lazy about it. Go and get this done, juice them out as fast as possible. So one thing I talked about earlier was tempering. Another tip that you may not know is that they've completely redone how tempering works now. So in previous seasons, I'm just going to slap a random item in here. I'm not going to actually do it. But in previous seasons, tempering was completely random for the most part. And you couldn't really determine what stat you wanted on your gear. You basically would just go in here, click on a category, and hope to God that you got the temper that you were looking for. So they've now changed that in Season 11 to where you can now just come in here and select any stat that you want. So that makes it a lot more, I guess it gives you a sense of crafting, more or less. It's not as advanced as something like Glass Depot, but it is a step in the right direction. And on top of that, you'll get scrolls of restoration when you're running in the Infernal Hordes, you'll get Scrolls of Restoration. I don't see them here, so I wonder if they moved them in my inventory somewhere. But basically, as far as I can tell, your items, so you'll have a chance to, put your tempering on your gear, like I mentioned, and then you'll have so many times to, I'm not going to temper it, but you'll have so many times to temper your item here. It'll say like you have six times or 5 or 4, depending on the item quality that you have or how many GAs you have. That'll determine how many tempers you get. And then you'll have a Scroll of Restoration, which will let you basically reset your item so that you can do more tempers on it in case you didn't get the roll that you wanted. So I will say the tempering, like, so see here it says 40 to 65% damage. This is still random. So let's say you rolled 40 every time and then you want to get 65 and you ran out of tempers. Well, then you would use your Scroll of Restoration and then try again with how many other temper tries that you have. So very important to use those Scrolls of Restoration. And also in previous seasons, you can only use a scroll one time, and I believe that limit has been lifted. I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure that is the case now. So feel free to temper to your heart's content. And then lastly, they've adjusted how Masterworking works. It's not too different, but it basically, you just, instead of upgrading a random stat, you're upgrading the quality of your item, and you can go up to quality 25. And then when you're done, as I mentioned before, you would go to the Heavenly Forge and Sanctify once you're happy with your Masterworking illusionary powers and your tempering. So I'm not going to get into that again. Go back to the beginning of the video if you want to hear me talk about Sanctify. And then lastly, the last tip that I really want to talk about is don't sleep on the season journey this season. And then I'll talk about reliquaries here in just a second, but mainly it's the seasonal quest line. They've kind of changed how it works now. So before it was you do like 5 out of the 7 objectives for each season category, and then you would unlock the rewards, and that was it. Now it's a little different. Now you have to get, like, the first few, it's you need to just complete the capstone, and then once you get to T3 to unlock the next tier, what you would do is you would do the capstone dungeon, and then you would say where it says here you need to clear a certain pit level. So here it says complete Enclave of Darkness, and then do pit tier 15 on Torment 1. And then you can see here Den of Apostle for the next rank, Torment 2, Torment 3, and then here it's you're no longer doing Torment 3, you're going to be in Torment 4. So there's no other torments for now to increase in, but here you'll do pit tier 60 and then pit tier 75. So big change here. So you can still do these objectives, right, and get rewards, but you don't want to sleep on them because some of these rewards offer Paragon points. So you really want to come in here and do these because you could be sleeping on 10, 15, 20. I don't know how many Paragon points you get from it, but you get quite a chunk of them. So definitely do them. And then obviously the last 2 seasonal journeys, they give you a Resplendent Spark. So you'll definitely want to knock these out if you're able to do so. Find you a build that can handle up to pit tier 75 and get your Resplendent Spark so that you can craft your Mythic Uniques. So yeah, that's very important. Make sure you do your capstone and get to the appropriate pit tier that you need to so that you can unlock at least the first 5 chapters. And then these are optional, but definitely not impossible. Obviously I cleared them, and I'm following a build guide though. I didn't do it on my own, but I'm not going to take that much credit, but it is possible to do with the right build. So moving on to reliquaries, and this is something that I accidentally wasn't aware of. So if you don't know what reliquaries are, it's basically their version of a battle pass, and you can pay $10 to get cosmetics that they make every single season. Do not buy the deluxe battle pass. I think it's it's $18 here. Do not get it. Just if you want to buy the battle pass, just get spend the $10, unlock all these reliquaries. I mean, the only thing you wouldn't get would be the wings and the pet, I believe. Okay, so there's a few things here. Yeah, you wouldn't get the wings and the pet, but in my opinion, not necessary. You still get the end game armor here that they showed off for the regular $10. Let me just show it one more time. So this is the armor set you can get. So you pay the $10, you come back in here, you do all your reliquaries, and trust me, just blasting this game, you will unlock all these reliquaries, no problem whatsoever. And then on top of that, So the big thing I wanted to bring up is that if you've played previous seasons with the Reliquary and you hit 99 while you were blasting, and you've, like, let's say I was on season 10, I filled out the Reliquary, and then I was gaining 99, the in-game currency for the Reliquary, I forget what they're called, the token, I guess you can call it. This would be maxed out at 99 at the start of season 11. Now, I don't know if Blizzard is going to reset this in the future, but for now, I came into the season with 99 Reliquary tokens, so I wasn't earning any more tokens. It maxed out. So what you can do is come in here at the beginning of the season, as soon as you get started, and just unlock up to the first 3 Reliquaries, and then you'll spend all 99 of your tokens, and then you can spend the majority of your season just unlocking the last Reliquary, essentially almost a freebie. So then obviously you'll unlock everything in here, and then you unlock the last piece of armor set, you know, as you're playing and getting that. So you'll get basically free tokens if you blasted enough and got enough tokens to unlock the first 3 when you started the season. So, but that's pretty much gonna wrap it up there. The only thing lastly I would say is bossing now offers you significantly more EXP than previous seasons. Now, I don't know if this was a bug or if this was unintentional, but see for yourself. Go fight a boss, and I'm not talking about a world boss. I'm talking about the regular bosses like Duriel, Grigor, any of the bosses you can think of. Go fight them. You will level up significantly faster than previous seasons, and it actually makes doing the bosses somewhat worth it. Now, obviously, doing the pit, you know, once you get to like tier 70 or 75 or anything beyond that, it's going to be better EXP overall. But in the early game, when you're trying to get to T4 or T3 or what have you, doing bosses is a lot of fun, and you get a lot of EXP doing it. So anyway, that's going to be it for my tips for Season 11. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. You do not have to, but it does help out the channel a lot. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.